Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Small Talk with the Etsy Collective. Small Talk with the Etsy Collective is an initiative to bring you closer to the changemakers, industry veterans, and Etsy sellers and give you an opportunity to listen to their thoughts, ideas, and find some inspiration that we all need. I'm very happy to share with all of you that Etsy Collective recently completed 2 years anniversary milestone. Thank you so much for coming along in this journey with us. Your love and enthusiasm is what keeps us going. We have a small video for you to share to show you a celebration of this.
Hello everybody, we have completed 2 years of Etsy Collective. It has just been an incredible way for people to connect. Etsy's mission is keep commerce human, and I believe that Etsy Collective has been able to work towards that mission and serve that mission in a very effective manner. Here's to 2 years of Etsy Collective and many more to come. I believe that this is absolutely the best platform to keep commerce human in addition to being online on Etsy.com.
Congratulations, Etsy, on completing 2 years of the collective.
This is an amazing milestone. Kudos to you guys. Congratulations.
Has to be the first collective which we had in Bikaner House. I was invited to the event and I absolutely loved it.
I so vividly remember that when I walked into the room, there was so much energy, there was so much enthusiasm. That itself became such an amazing memory for me.
A DIY session at the end of the workshop, I think it's really a stress buster that you get involved, you learn, and you leave the session with a souvenir.
There's so much to learn from so many creative geniuses.
I'm sure it adds a lot of value and provides a lot of insight into the many facets of this industry.
Etsy India team really took on the challenge of making the lockdown successful and informative and educative for all their Etsy sellers.
The entire Etsy team, keep rocking. You guys are doing great.
And thank you for keeping commerce human.
Hope you enjoyed watching that video. Then I would like to introduce you to the team behind this Etsy Collective. First, we have Sunanda Krishna. She is the PR and marketing lead for Etsy in India. Etsy Collective has been her passion project for the past 2 years and something she never tires talking about. She has been a constant support in making this event a success. Thank you so much. Then we have Ria with us. She's also part of the marketing team and a behind the scenes staff for this session. She will be answering all of you in the chat box. Followed by Anushka from Etsy Seller Growth team, and today she will be answering all of your questions related to setting up your Etsy shop. Her team has helped hundreds of Etsy sellers to make their business a success. Thank you so much for joining. And finally, I'm Radhika from the marketing team, and I will be your host this evening. Today we have a very special guest with us, Elvira, who has a shop by the name Chevy's Patterns. Elvira's create perfect, versatile, and easy patterns for her customers all over the world through PDF patterns. Chevy's Patterns is truly one of a kind initiative by Elvira to bring something new to the global audience. Thank you so much for joining for this session. Then to let you know a little bit about the agenda for today's session, we will talk a little bit about what is Etsy, who we are, and what we do. Post which we will have a fireside conversation with our seller Elvira, and then she will share how she sells her DIY products all around the world, after which we will have a Q&A segment. So feel free to put down all your questions related to setting up your shop or anything you have to ask to Elvira. We will be taking up all of these questions in this segment. Etsy is a global marketplace for unique and handcrafted products. We provide creative entrepreneurs a platform to sell their products in more than 80 countries in the world. We are the only place which focuses on the creative entrepreneurs and help our community of sellers turn their ideas into successful businesses. And alternatively, for people who are looking for something with a human touch, To give you a little bit about the Etsy stats, currently we have 2.8 million active sellers all over the world, selling more than 66 million products to over 46 million active buyers. In the time when automation is increasing so much, Etsy's mission is to keep the human connection in the heart of commerce. That's why we've built a community that lives and thrives because it is empowered by people like yourselves. To tell you a little bit about Etsy's green footprint, in 2019, Etsy became the first e-commerce company to offset 100% of its carbon emissions from shipping. For every item shipped in our marketplace, Etsy automatically invests in an environmental project to offset these emissions. Since 2019, we've offset over 173,000 metric tons of CO2, which is equivalent of 20,000 homes' energy use per year or charging 22 billion smartphones. It's not just us as a company who feels responsible to account for our carbon footprint. 90% of our buyers say that environmental sustainability is very important to them. Which brings me to talking about 3 major categories under which you can sell your products on Etsy. First one being the handmade category. As the name suggests, anything that you design or make on your own comes under this category. And this is the biggest category of sale on Etsy. After which is vintage category, which is very unique to Etsy. Anything that is 20 years old or older in its product age comes under this category. And finally, craft supplies, anything that can be utilized to make something new. For instance, fabrics, gemstones. This is the only category we allow bulk sales in. Lastly, I want to share some very interesting trivia to show that Etsy is built to encourage entrepreneurship. You might find it interesting to know that 95% of our sellers work out of their homes. 53% of total sellers sold their first goods on Etsy. 83% of our sellers are also women, and 90% of sellers are businesses of one. There's a reason why entrepreneurs pick Etsy. It's because we believe entrepreneurship begins with you. That's why we think all the decisions regarding setting up your Etsy shop should be made by you, starting from the price of the product you want to charge to the shop policies about shipment, returns, refunds. And we also have a lot of seller services tools to help you start, manage, and scale your business. The company was founded back in 2005 and our headquarters is in Brooklyn. We started our corporate office in India in 2018, and since then, we've tried to engage with the creative community, and Etsy Collective in India was a result of that objective. We aim that Etsy Collective is to build a community of artistic individuals who are curious about Etsy as a platform and want to explore it. Now we've completed more than 100 of these sessions, and these are all the places that we've went for an offline session. And to show you how an offline event looks like, we will share a small video.
I think Etsy was one of the first steps I took, which brought my passion out of just being a passion and into something which could give me, actual money. The ease with which anybody today can take any skill they have and monetize that and turn it into a brand, which is amazing. It means that anybody who has a skill can make it more than just a hobby.
We're not just about selling. Etsy is really about building a community of creative people. And what we've done in India is since last year is that we try through the Etsy Collective to meet with different creative people in different parts of the country. So far we've done about 32 collectives. Almost all the bigger cities we've covered, and now we aim to go to the smaller cities and interact with creative people.
It was great, quite informative. It was worth it.
it's always good to be around Etsy people and the entire communities.
People are very welcoming, and this workshop, everything was good.
Hope you enjoyed watching that, and hopefully we can meet all of you in the same way like this in this video. Which brings me to the next segment of our session, which is the fireside conversation with our seller. Thank you so much, Elvira, for joining in for this session.
Thank you for inviting me.
So to start off the conversation, I would like to know, what is exactly your background? Do you come from a design background?
Actually, I'm a lawyer by education. Then I used to work in a telecommunication company. So after marriage, I came to India and I have nothing to do. So I started learning sewing again. I used to learn sewing when I was pursuing my law degree. So I think I always loved sewing. Yeah.
So how did you come up with the idea of starting Chevy's Patterns? What inspired you, and what is the inspiration behind this unique name?
Okay, actually it started maybe around 2007 when I started my blog. I chose the name Chevy's. Che in French means at someone's place, and Vis is from my nickname. So it's like I want to share something from my, my home, sort of, from my place, like that. So from writing blogs, and I came to know Etsy and all that, and then I started selling in Etsy, and also I started selling a few tutorials, and I started making my own wallets. And then after that, many people asked me, do you have a pattern for that and all that. That struck me that people search for a pattern like that. So that's how my pattern making journey started. So basically, it's like the idea. What inspired me is mostly from the buyers and from my families, and they come and ask me, "Can you make this like this? Can you make something like this?" So that's how it started.
Wow, that's great to know that like people around you were inspiration to start a business like this.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to sell online on Etsy out of all the other options? And how has your Etsy experience been overall?
I've known Etsy maybe around 2008, 2009. And I was like, I love DIY from when I was in school. I like to make my own, photo frames and all those things. And I like to show my own dresses and all. So when I know about Etsy, then I know this is the platform that I want to be in, So I started selling in Etsy as a hobby, not very serious about it. So it's like, I like it in Etsy because it's convenient and it's very easy to use, and also Etsy allows us as a hobbyist or a solopreneur, or even if you have a team or small entrepreneur, to start their own business very easily. You can start, 5 minutes you register and you can start selling. So it's a very easy that way. And it's one of the first, handmade marketplace in the world. So if you want to start something, then Etsy is the place because they have the biggest market share.
That's great to know. So my next question is about, can you tell us a little bit about the products that you sell and the services that you offer, and how do you add your personal touch into it, because you're into making DIY products?
Yeah, actually, when I started making pattern, I'm not very sure whether people will like my pattern or not, whether there is a market for it. But I will not know unless I try it, right? So yeah, and when I started back then, and I started making other wallets also. But during this lockdown, actually, this is the when actually my pattern shop really get sort of blessing in disguise, because I had to shut down my other two shops. So this DIY products suddenly, DIY suddenly very popular during lockdown. People are staying at home and they have time to explore their talent, you know, something like that. And people started buying patterns. And they not only buying, like maybe they try buying one pattern from my shop, and then they will come back again to buy another pattern, and they come back again to buy another pattern. So it's like, you know, people are learning, and they are, I think, and I read also that people started earning money by, you know, started sewing like that. So it's like, it's a very huge market for DIY.
Correct. Also, we have a small presentation that you had made. So I will be showing everyone that. So you can let us know what are the different types of products that you make and the services that you provide.
Yeah, right now this is a little sneak peek of my pattern shop. Right now I have around 13 patterns from wallet and pouches, bag, and also face mask. Face mask right now is very popular, and I think it's going to be popular for the next 2-3 years, because everybody is mandatory to wear masks right now. I like to design something like functional and usable, and it's I want to make something that is very easy to even beginners. So it's like, you know, who wants to start and so their swing journey, they can easily learn from my pattern. And also, if you buy the pattern, the thing is like if you buy a pattern, you don't have to do lots of experiment, because we already did that. So you get all all the instruction, the details and everything, and you get like all the templates like this. So
Okay.
it's very easy.
A very step-by-step guide.
Yeah, step-by-step guide. Yeah, and I also make and sell myself. So like, I know what problems the customers are facing, you know. Yeah, this is the insight of my e-patterns. Like I said that I give lots of details, whether it's photos or the materials, the hardware, how much you need and what sort of interfacing and all that. Then the pattern is very detailed, and I also provide link for additional tutorial in the pattern, so that buyers who buy the pattern can easily find out, oh, what sort of interfacing I need to buy. They can just click the link in the pattern, because it's a e-pattern, so they can just download it and start it making. So it's very, very convenient. I also have an additional tutorial. Usually I post it on the blog. Yeah, and this is my blog. Yeah, usually like I have lots of questions, email and DMs from my customers, and they ask how to add, can I add a zipper? Can I add a pocket? Can I do like this? I want this size, like that. So I put all those tutorial in my blog, so that they can easily go to the blog and see. And also some people, you know, some people, they like written instruction. Some they can understand picture better, and some they need a video. So recently I've been adding a video tutorial on YouTube, and I also put a snippet in Etsy, because Etsy has this new features right now, right? In the video, this 50-second video, I think that is very, very helpful. So if you sell in Etsy, you must use that feature, because it's really good. So I've been enjoying making, you know, small videos.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to interact with your buyers as well, and
Yeah.
share a sneak peek of what exactly you make.
Yeah, what exactly they are getting, and they see it, okay, I want to make this, and they can just purchase it like that.
Correct.
And also I share a few pattern hacks, which I usually I do lots of experiment a lot. Like once I release the pattern, then I get another idea. Oh, I can make this like this. I can make like this, and I put that in my blog. And also this on the left, that is the recent one that I share about pattern hack, because I have a question from a customer who doesn't have a printer. So she asked me, how can I make the template bigger? I don't have a printer. So this is one of the tutorial that I did for her. So by sharing on the blog, I hope that a bigger audience will also see it and learn from it.
Yeah, so basically, like, as I can understand, you take the buyer feedback and then you sort of keep improvising the kind of material you provide them.
Yes. And this is some of the videos that I share on my YouTube channel, which I share a snippet in my Etsy shop. So product review, actually this is a longer version from what I posted on Etsy listing, because people wants to see how is it worn or how the actual product is, because sometimes you cannot make out from the photos, right? So once they see the videos and they thought maybe, oh yes, I need this and I can make this. Yeah. Next one. Yeah, this is one of the, as I told you before, that during the lockdown, actually I share a few free face mask pattern in my blog also, and I have 2 paid patterns in my Etsy shop. And then I found that lots of people are, instead of going to the blog, I decided like, why don't I add a free bonus on my in my Etsy shop? That way, the buyers can, they can buy this 3 sets of face masks and face shield in one pattern. So when they buy that, they get a surprise that they get, oh, I got this bonus, and it's a very cheap. Like I sell it for $2 for this. So lots of people love it, and they told me, they emailed me that, oh, thank you, and this is perfect for me and all. And many people are making like more than maybe 1,000 face masks, and it told me also. So it's really feel good to get such kind of feedback.
Like a small surprise with all the goodie bags. So I think that's a great idea. So my next question is actually about how different is it in a business of a DIY, and how do you interact with your buyers on a day-to-day basis?
On day-to-day basis, many buyers, they contact me either on Etsy Compose or on email, or if they know me, I always put my social media handle in my pattern. So sometimes they DM me also. So whatever they ask, I try to answer and I try to help them. And if I think that it is, it's beneficial for others also, then I write a additional tutorial for that.
Okay, so that's good to know. The next question that I had in mind was, how do you how do you make things interesting for buyers to keep coming back to your Etsy shop? Because as you said that you also keep evolving. So can you share some of your tips for other people who are exploring to get on the platform?
Okay, this is I love asking people and about their feedback when they buy from me. And this is one of the recent feedback that I got. The top one is from the one who bought my handmade mask, and the below that is the one that who bought a pattern from me. So this kind of feedback are really great, and I usually share that in my Instagram like that. And that is in Instagram story especially, then I usually I posted all this feedback in my Instagram stories. That way they can always other people who wants to buy also, they can check it out. Yeah, and also and this is a few my Etsy marketing tips, that how to keep buyers keep coming. First of all, I always encourage buyers to favorite my shop, so they will not miss updates from Etsy. I don't know if anyone is opening their email from Etsy, because Etsy keep regularly sending newsletter emails to buyers and sellers, and then to buyers, Etsy keep sending this newsletter email about the what is happening in their favorite shop. So if your buyers is a favorite in your shop, they will get an update like that. But for that, you have also keep adding product in your shop, so that that Etsy will have something to tell your buyers. Correct. Like that also. And I also encourage my customers to sign up for the blog, or if you have newsletter, you can do that also. But I use my blog as a newsletter, so I encourage them to sign up for my blog, which I usually put that in message to buyer. Once buyer bought something, then they will we sent a small thank you note, and with that I added that they can sign up for updates in the blog, like that. Also, I share regular shop updates. In fact, yesterday in the group, someone was asking me, like, she was put shop updates, but her friends cannot see her shop updates. A friend who favorited her shop, but actually, for marketing, for this SEO and things, there are a lot more to that. So we really don't know what is Etsy showing to who, like that. So even maybe my friend cannot see, but other people may not see. So may see it. I mean, so that is a thing. And also, what you can share in your shop updates, like maybe your blog updates, or maybe makes from other crafters, or I share this a lot, but makes from other crafters that they make from my pattern. When they share it in Instagram, I usually repost that in my Etsy shop. And if they have an Etsy shop, I give them a shouting, like either I mention their Etsy shop in the photos, or I just put their Instagram handle. So yeah, lots of people love this. And then I share in a lot of multiple social media platforms. So what I do is, like, I share in my Etsy updates, and from there I share to Pinterest, to Twitter, to Facebook, etc. Yeah. And also I got lots of questions about this also, about like the SEO, how to be found and how to get more sales and all that. So I always tell them that you have to read, especially the latest trends on SEO. What is the latest Etsy changes, and then the algorithm changes, whether it's a Etsy SEO, Etsy algorithm, or it is a Google algorithm and all that. And also latest government regulations. Like nowadays you can do that, in your smartphone. So it's very, very, very easy to keep up with this. It's very important to know about this, because I can understand as a maker, even myself, I enjoy sewing more instead of writing pattern. Writing pattern is a it's a headache actually. Like, you have to write, you have to take up proper photos, you take videos and all that, and lots of editing goes to it. And but sewing is like within 2 hours you get your product ready. So it's easier. But if you want to if you want to be successful in selling online in Etsy or in like that, then you have to know more about like Etsy, you know, because Etsy is it's a marketplace, it's a search engine, and also it's a community. Yeah, it's like that. So it's like it's a very important for you to know, maybe in the forum or in your Etsy community groups and all that. And also another thing is like focus on yourself. Like don't keep you know, looking into your competitors, because your competitors' buyers is not your buyers. You have your own buyers. So you can check them and see and learn from them and emulate their way, but do not copy. This is also yesterday, I think in the Facebook group, somebody was written, you know, that so I found somebody was, you know, copying all my listing, my title, my photos and everything. So this is against the Etsy policies actually. So you can learn how they take the photos, how their photos can be, you know, very attractive. Why I sell the same wallet, but why my wallet is not selling? So you have to know that, because you have to do your own research.
Yeah,
like that.
Perfect.
So it's a lot of work, but it's fun.
So my last question is actually, I'm sure a lot of people took a lot of notes from the marketing tips. So yes, of course. My final question is about, do you have any piece of advice for a person who's starting their Etsy journey? Any thing that you would want them to pay attention to?
Yeah, I made up this small presentation. So yeah, there's don't be afraid to start. There's a lots of people, they afraid to start, whether it's a right time for me to start or not, like that, you know. You have to, I always tell them, like whoever asks me, like you have to find your own passion. You know, like I love sewing and I love to share my knowledge. So that is my passion and my purpose. So if you are passionate about your work, then it will not feel like you are working at all. So you will enjoy it, and then you will be willing to go that extra mile to make your dream come true. And you will, you know, you will do the hard work that is needed to do. Yeah. And then next slide, yeah.
Like meme you've put here, sewing is my superpower. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one that I always try to post something on my blog, something inspirational, that it's like in sewing, you know, sometimes so we learn by doing it. If you not doing it, how will you learn? How will you know how good you are? Like that. So don't be afraid to try something new. So if anything goes wrong, you can just have to unpick the stitches and redo it again. It's a part of the learning process. Yeah.
That's a great thought.
And this is also, I think, yeah, if lots of people asking, there's like, how can I sell in Etsy? I make this, I make quilt, or I make jewelry. I want to sell in Etsy, but there are lots of competitors. You know, lots of people are selling the same. Well, in the world, everyone is selling the same only. There are lots of designers, and you know, so don't be afraid. You have to do your homework, do a research on your own niche, and then do something that something that make your work stands out. Because if you see in Etsy, I found several shop who has only maybe less than 10 listing, but all those listings are selling multiple times, and they have like 1,000 sales on that. And that is a handmade, not you know, not a pattern or not a supplies. It's a handmade. It's tough, but it's doable. You know, if you do you do your homework, then you can do it. You have to create signature style, which is, you know, that I don't put a label on my wallet sometimes, but people knows that, oh, this is from me. Like you know, whether it's a, yeah. So also you have to know about you have to pay attention to your Etsy stats, where your customer coming from, which country your customer coming from, like that. And then, and with that, you can, you have to research like what sort of print, what sort of product they are liking, what sort of style, what sort of design they like, you know. Because if you learn from bigger designer, they are selling a different print, different style to a different country. Because yeah, so you have to do that too, in a small way. Invest your time and money wisely. It means like many people say that, oh, selling in Etsy is so expensive. You know, I have to pay so much of fees and don't get so many sales. It's I heard that a lot. Like I heard that a lot. That sometimes also I feel like that. You know, I pay so much, but I don't get so much sale. And then I think back to myself that I must have done something wrong. You know, I must have done something wrong. There must be some changes in Etsy. So again, I start looking, I start reading, and then, you know, if necessary, I join some classes. I learning, and I learn about digital marketing, product photos. There are lots of free tutorial also. And then maybe you want to improve your sewing skill or your jewelry making skill, then you can take classes for that also. Online classes are plenty nowadays. Also, if you are making a handmade, invest in good materials. This is a very, very important, because if you, what you call, you get a cheaper stuff outside Etsy. But when people come to Etsy, they want something that is unique, that is well made, something like that. So it's very important to invest wisely about that. Yeah, and like I can give a few examples that I have a product which is not selling for a long time, and then I analyze my shop and what is wrong with my product. That the product itself is okay, but maybe my photos is not good. It's not showing. I don't have enough photos, and then I always retake my photos and reverting my what you call description and everything like that. So every day I do that, maybe through 2-3 hours. So that way, then suddenly that product will get you know, will get sold, and sold multiple times. So it's very important. Instead of blaming others, just look into yourself and see what you can do to improve it, like that. And don't sell yourself short. Is actually a very wise what you call advice that I got from a lady in here. So when I started, I used to see my competitors. Oh, they sell it at $15. I can sell it at 10, but still I don't get sale. People will go buy in that $15 one, you know. So you know how much work you put into it. So you have to be confident with your products, because when you price it also, you have to consider other things, beside the materials, the time you spend on it, and then also your marketing, and then your fees and everything that has to be covered, you know, so that that you have to price it accordingly. That, and you have to work hard sincerely. Don't go like after money. Oh, I can sell this at this price, you know. People will not buy it. It's always good to have a, what you call, I always tell a story either in my blog, or in my Instagram, that this is what is happening behind the scene. That way people also will see, oh, it's not just, you know, just the material, because everything needs time. People don't buy the material, they buy your time and they buy your expertise.
Very well said. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, sometimes we have to face our fears and just do it. Before you started a journey, sometimes you feel very scared what might happen. But sometimes it look difficult and complicated and all that, especially for new sellers. What if I don't get, nobody buys my product? What if I get a bad review? What if my customers don't get, don't like what they buy and all that? That fear is always there. Even with me until now, if I release a new pattern, then I say, oh my God, what will happen? Will people buy it? Will they like it? All those. But don't be afraid. It's a natural thing. So when you have that problem, you can always ask in the community for advice, for experienced seller, and then you can always learn from your experience. So it happened a lot to me, like almost, there is always a good buyer and there's always a bad buyer who's never happy with anything. So you have to learn to face it. Actually, it's not that complicated. Yeah, I think that's all the tips that I hope you can learn. And if you already sell in Etsy, there is a Etsy community. I think in every city you have, and I really like this because in Etsy community we learned every month. I think there is someone who shares marketing tips or social media tips or something like that. So it's a very, very useful. And also there's a Facebook group for that. It's everybody. It's a very active, and I really love that too.
Wow, thanks a lot, Alvira.
Thank you.
Like a big dose of inspiration to everybody who's joined in for the session. So I'm sure like there are a lot of people who are thanking for this as well in the chat box.
Thank you.
We will start with the next segment of the session, which is the Q&A round. So we have a couple of questions that people have started putting in. So I'll start asking. So one of the attendees are asking about, is it possible to create and generate enough revenue to be able to pursue craft as a full-time career? What do you have to say on that?
Yes, absolutely. India has lots of talents. You are all talented people, When I came here, I was like, oh my God, this is everybody is like talented, whether they're cooking, embroidery, quilting, whatever, Like I'm learning a lot actually. When I'm here, I learn a lot. And this pattern making business actually is not really explored. If you see outside, people are selling a tutorial, any kind of tutorial, from knitting, crochet, sewing, even recipes, all that. Which is not properly, what you call in India, is not explored as yet. There are very, if you notice, maybe only a handful of pattern maker in India who sells in Etsy. There are like 46 million buyers in Etsy. You must get someone to buy your product, right? So don't be afraid. Yeah, absolutely. Because I cannot say it out loud here, but yeah, I've been I've started Etsy, and I make very, very little then, but now I can comfortably say at that time, I can definitely earn from Etsy.
Of course, it's like everybody says, it's a learning process, and you also, once you start, you will start learning what works for your shop, what buyers that you're catering to. So I think that's a great advice. We have one attendee, Avantika, who's asking, can we sell art made on screen, which is basically digital art on Etsy? So you are actually selling digital patterns. So
Yes, absolutely. Digital arts is a big one now. You see, if you go to Etsy and digital arts, there are lots of people selling from like to-do list, to-do list things or what to do. And there are many successful Indian sellers also, I think, from India for digital arts, and absolutely you can do you can do well in Etsy for that. But the thing is to be mindful that you have to learn not only the art, but how to market your products. Because like I started in Etsy, I just making and put it out, and I just I take a photo and then just put it up in Etsy, and that's all. That will be like a abandoned shop. Etsy is if I can make a description, Etsy is like a very popular big market, and you have a small shop in the corner. If you don't go out and tell people that I have a shop in there, then how will people know that sort of thing?
The next question we have is from Sonali, who is asking, what is the successful parameter for you for a pattern, and how do you price digital art? Because obviously, basically what I understood from her question is, because it's not a tangible product, it's a pattern. So how do you actually go about in pricing such a product?
Okay, for pricing, actually we have to see the trend in Etsy also, and your competitors who are selling the same or similar patterns, and you see what they are selling, and if necessary, you go and buy their patterns and see what is they included in their pattern. Why they sell it so expensive? They must have included something there. The only way to know that is to buy their pattern, right? So I do that a lot. I bought lots of pattern and pattern books and all that, so we can learn from them. So I don't normally price it too much, because it's like a pattern. When you sell a pattern, it's like you work hard for 2-3 months, and then you can keep getting the revenue. Yeah. So you have to do your research in your niche.
Okay. So now I'll move on to asking a couple of questions to Anushka, who is part of, who will answer a lot of Etsy specific questions. So Anushka, first question, we have a lot of people are actually asking this question is about the procedure to set up their Etsy shop. So can you please share that with them?
Yeah, sure. So the concept of Etsy is to give platform to everyone who want to start their business and to like start their own venture, to be independent. And there are people who already have a business, but they want to like promote it on an international level. So to make it a reality, Etsy make its registration process very simple and user friendly. So by following a simple 5-step procedure, you can open your shop on Etsy. So I'll just give a small brief about the 5 steps which we follow for registration on Etsy. So first of all, you need to go to the Etsy website, which is www.etsy.com. You can use any browser for that. And after going to the website, you need to register yourself with your email address. The first point which you will find is shop preferences, in which you need to choose your preferred language, country, and currency. After that, you will find the second step, which is name your shop. So in that, you need to mention the name of your virtual store, which will be live just after following these steps. Now, the third step is stock your shop, in which you need to list one product by uploading one picture and some details, which you can edit later on, that is editable. Now, the fourth step is how you will get paid. So as you know that we need to have a business PayPal for receiving the amount on Etsy if you get any sale. So you need to mention your business PayPal email address over there. And after that, the fifth step is set up billing, in which you need to set up a billing process at how you are going to pay to Etsy in future whenever you get a bill. Once all these 5 steps are completed, you will be live on Etsy. So these are the simple 5 steps which you need to follow. But still, if you face any problem in that, we have our agents, specially trained agents, onboarding agents who are onboarding the seller on a regular basis. So you can fill a form and they'll help you and assist you in opening the shop as well as in listing your products and making you comfortable with the website by explaining you each and every option which we have on Etsy dashboard.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Anushka. for sharing that. We also have one question where a person is asking what is exactly the shipping procedure that one must follow on Etsy.
Okay, so on Etsy, the concept is to give transparent platform to all the sellers. Everything is transparent between the buyer and the seller, and everything is transparent between seller and Etsy. So we don't want to restrict any seller by making it compulsory to ship with the Etsy shipping or something like that. Seller has their own virtual shop. It's their own shop where they can set up their own shipping and return and exchange policies. You can decide your own shipping company. You can use your own branding or packaging. And there is no restrictions from Etsy. But still, recently we have done a tie-up with it's an integrated partner of Etsy for shipping in India, which is Yakit. And if somebody want to like ship with Yakit, we have a concerned team who is handling the Yakit calls. So if you have any questions, if you want to do work with Yakit, you can fill a form and you'll the concerned person will get in touch with you for the Yakit thing. So that's why it's totally optional at the end, whether you want to ship it with your own shipping company or with Yakit. We are not restricting any seller.
Thanks, Anushka. Next question is actually about looking at the stats that one, after one has opened their Etsy shop, where can they see that how many views and how many likes they have towards their shop? So can you share that?
Sure. So once you are done with the shop, you need to first go to the Etsy.com page, like the Etsy website page, do the sign up. Once you are signed in, you will find Shop Manager on the right top. When you click on Shop Manager, the first page which will open is Dashboard, which is a summary page, which will give you the whole statistics about your Etsy shop, like total views, total visits, how many orders, how many revenue you earned during that particular time. You can check it on time basis, like today, yesterday, or last 7 days, last 30 days, to track your performance, that how you are performing on Etsy. And on the same page, you will find view detailed stats option on the top of the statistics bar. And from there, you can see that from where you are getting the views and visit. Just like Alvira has shared, that you need to find out that from where you are getting the buyers. So you can focus much on marketing from that source. Like for example, if you're getting good buyers from social media, you can do promotions on social media. This will be more helpful for you.
Great. I think that would really help a person who's changed, a few products on their shop and changes in their tags and all of these things. So they would know that, this has now increased my shop views and likes. So this would really help them to know that's part of the statistics. Also, a few people are asking about how do you organically are visible to a person who's looking for a product which is similar to you, so which is actually related to optimizing. So can you let them know how to optimize an Etsy shop?
Sure. So once you open your shop on Etsy, we have one page of edit shop. You can on the dashboard itself, you will find a pencil icon to edit your shop. From there you can upload your logo, your cover picture, which we can say the cover picture, just like we have on Facebook. So you can add a cover picture, which you can change a number of times. And on the same page, you can mention your like story about your business, that how you started this. It's a inspiration for many people. So there are buyers who are attracted towards your shop by reading your story. You can add making pictures, making videos. This will show that you are the authentic seller, and maybe they feel like, yeah, we are purchasing from the authentic seller. So these are some optimization points which you can fill. You can add your info over there as a shop member, that what role you are playing in this product, like you are a designer or you are a maker. So you can tell a little bit about yourself. This will definitely attract the buyers. And if we talk about the organic search, definitely the quality of listing is the most important thing. If you will use proper pictures with different angles, if you will use proper title, if you will use proper tags and category, definitely you will get good buyers. There are people who feel like they are getting views, but they are not getting the visits, which means that maybe people are visiting, but they are not getting the actual buyers, which actually want to purchase from their shop. So that's why we need to use long tail keywords and the specific keywords to find out the actual buyers who want to purchase from their shop. So you will definitely improve your shop statistics by following these steps.
Thanks a lot, Anushka. Moving on to a couple of more questions to you, Elvira. We will take up 2 more questions. So the next question that we have for you is actually around how to sell DIY kits internationally, and are you planning to sell tangible products in future?
Okay, right now I don't offer the DIY kits, but if there are demand for that I don't mind, because one thing that in India, the problem for DIY kit in my niche is that we don't have what you call branded, like in sewing world, there's a interfacing or a batting or something like that. We don't have what you call a branded one like in the West. So yeah, so since it's already included in the pattern, what they need usually in the West, like I put a certain brand in my pattern, but for Indian buyers, I tell them that you can check the link. I have a post in my blog that where they can get the materials that they needed. Yeah. So
give them suggestions that this is where you can buy the materials and use your digital patterns.
Yes. And I also sell my own makes. So I have a handmade shop also, and I have this pattern. So in my handmade shop, I mentioned that this pattern is from my Savvy's pattern, so that I get buyers from both sides. Yeah.
Also, my final question is actually I'm interested to know that what is the most interesting place that you've got your sale from through your Etsy shop, Shivis Patterns? Any unexpected place that you got your sale?
Oh, I don't, I don't really remember, but one thing I received, this is not the pattern, but this is from my handmade shop. That is from Guam. I think Guam is like in Asia, no, near Asia. But when I do the tracking, it was like because Guam is part of the US, so the stuff goes to New York first, and then from New York goes to the Guam, like that. When you see and then recently it's a very I think last week it was a really interesting thing that I got a sale from a lady. She's in France. And her address is only the village name and the pin code. And I was wondering how will my product reach her. So I was reaching out to her, and she said, no, the address is correct. And I Googling on that, and I say, oh, this is a very small village with maybe 100 something, population. So I was like, I was chatting. I have several Etsy sellers in India. I was talking with Kirti. Hi, Kirti. I was telling her that in Etsy also we learn geography. So like, it's really fun to see where your product goes to. Yeah. Most of the US sites I've been sending to most of the US states.
Great, that's great to know. Which brings us to the end of this session. Thanks a lot, Elvira. It was a great session with lots of informative tips from you, and I'm sure a lot of people made note of all the marketing tips and all the inspiration that you've provided us. So thanks a lot for being part of Small Talk with the Etsy Collective, and thank you so much, Anushka, for answering all the questions. The Etsy specific question, I'm sure a lot of people learned from that as well. And I also want to thank each and every one of you for putting down all your questions and taking out time on a Saturday evening to hear our thoughts. And in case any of your question is not answered, you can feel free to email us with your questions on tara@etsy.com. We will put down that email ID in the chat box as well. Feel free to reach out to us there, and make sure that you sign up for the next session, which is on next Saturday, which will be taken up by Shashi Rekha from the Etsy shop Crafts and Drapes, where she will share how she, from a corporate life turned a creator So she will share her journey of being an artist. So make sure you tune in for that. And you can also follow us on our social media handles to get more updates. And thanks a lot, everybody. And thanks a lot, Elvira, for being part of this session with us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.